Welcome to the Geek-Posium.
Hey everyone, it's Geek-Posium once again. It is a beautiful Saturday evening today. I am tired.
You look it.
Yeah. I have a stressful couple weeks now, and it's just starting to kind of just crumble in on me. So waiting on something good to happen is kind of, you know, all you can do. Just
All you
keep
can
trying.
do.
It's obnoxious. And I'm trying very hard not to dip my foot into drama on the internet,
Yeah.
which right now is, I can go ahead and report this. The Trash Taste podcast, which is an anime podcast. It's I think it's a couple guys who are big in the anime community, and I think a few of them are voice actors. I don't know.
I know Connor definitely is.
I know Connor is, but I don't know about the rest. But
The other two, I think they've just become they only have roles because they know Connor.
maybe. But the overall thing is, they have their podcast, and they had Hassan on there
Again.
and I can understand prior Hassan, but like right now Hassan is radioactive,
Yeah.
so like having Hassan on, I'm like ooh, and so I kind of stayed away, but like they're getting dogpiled, which is not helping, and then Hassan's having his people go in and dogpile the dogpilers. I'm going, you're not helping Hassan. That's not
You're
helping.
not helping.
That does not help things, Hassan. That only makes things worse. Like,
You're just stirring more shit up.
yeah, it's like it's fine to like make fun of people, but don't send your viewers out there to like into the comment section about another person's freaking show. That's just that's just stirring shit. That's not normal. So watching that go on, and everyone's like, oh well, and I'm just staying out of it. I'm just like, I know Hassan is radioactive. It's not worth it. Like I wouldn't have touched him. I'm not gonna touch him now because we don't do politics. And and frankly, I can't wait to visit Trump Tower in Maragaza in the next 2 years.
Lord. You say we don't do politics, and then you say that.
There's nothing political about me going on a wonderful vacation to a beautiful part of the world in Trump Tower. Nothing political about water skiing.
I thought you almost said waterboarding there.
No, waterboarding is strictly political unless you do it to yourself. Then it's not.
Didn't you tell me a story that you got your entire unit to waterboard themselves?
To be fair, I did it first. So like I was the first. I was idiot patient 0. Okay.
You just wanted to make sure everyone else suffered with you.
If I'm going to be dumb, everyone has to be dumb with me. We're the army. When there are no like everyone has to be the same.
Oh Lord.
So that was a thing. Watching that all go on, I am waiting patiently to see what's going on with the SVA auditions. But it's only been like a week or two since they've actually closed that.
They probably got a lot of submissions.
Well, when it first came out, because I think submissions were only open for like 2 weeks. When it first came out, like the first week, they said like we have like over 750 submissions. I'm going, wow, that's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of submissions. And I know they were looking at them while they were coming in because they were like, "Listen, guys, don't do this, and don't do this."
Yeah.
Because like people were coming in and just doing singing, and they're like, "Read what we say, what we are looking for. Tell us about yourself, and elevator pitch yourself in 30 seconds. Go." And I was like, "Okay, I can do that.
I can do those.
I can do that. I can elevator pitch myself," and yeah, that's just the way it rolls. In other news, Tim Pool is a dad.
I saw that.
So congratulations to Tim Pool. Good on him for securing the dynasty. Yeah. Now he just needs like 5 more kids, and then they can all battle over the empire,
Destroyed in the process.
which is tradition. Conservative ideals, tradition.
Of lots of kids, let them destroy the family name by fighting over its legacy.
Precisely. That's the way it rolls. That's an ongoing thing. I'm playing. I was watching Rocky 4 again.
Again.
Well, has anyone not seen Rocky 4?
You'd be surprised.
Really? Because like I figure that's one that everyone watches because it's where America beats Russia.
It's why it's one of the greatest 80s movies of all time.
Yeah, it's at that USSR Soviet America high point of like we're gonna blow each other up type of deal.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a more 80s movie. I can't think of one.
Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, but does that have Cold War in it?
No, but it does have China.
That was when we were kind of friendly with China. That was like, that was the we're gonna use China as a stick to beat Russia with, even though they're both commies.
See, I figured we always knew that China wasn't gonna play ball because we had Blade Runner around that same time, and Blade Runner showed that China would just take over because they are completely incapable of changing their ideals. They are a long-term nation, and like I understood that as a kid. I'm going, oh, I get it, and that idea persisted on with other ideas like Firefly.
Most people were like, we're in the Nixon. Okay, we're gonna use China to beat Russia with, and we'll deal with China later.
You can't really deal with China later. You gotta deal with China first.
And now we're dealing with China later.
Yeah, and Russia's still right there. Like I'm like, all right, this is great.
Of course, and now Russia is doing the same. Russia's trying to make the same deal. They don't realize that China's got its eyes on Siberia, my guy.
Oh, I'm sure they know. I'm sure they have a good idea on that.
The PLA runs drills on invading Siberia on a damn near monthly basis.
So I don't.
They just want to cross the strait first.
I don't know if you see this because I'm not sure how if you get Canadian like commercial stuff every once in a while, or if I get that because my family does lots of logistics stuff. So I'm wondering if the reason why I'm seeing is that, but like I'm seeing like a lot of businesses that 80% of their income comes from America, and they're like, we can't fight a tariff war with America. I'll either have to move business to America, or I will have to like sell the business.
I haven't seen that, but that's been like the lowest tariff that there is on energy, right? And it's a 10% tariff on Canadian oil. Mm-hmm. Entering or American oil leaving to go to Canada, there's a tariff. Mm-hmm. Canada has a bunch of oil.
It doesn't reach the East Coast.
there's nothing on the East Coast, and all the pipelines from the west of Canada, from Alberta to the eastern provinces, run through America. So they're paying a tariff on their own gas. They're paying a tariff on their own oil twice.
Yep.
Twice.
That's an ongoing thing.
And so it's like, this is not a tariff. A tariff war would hurt the United States, but it would kill Canada. You don't want to fight this.
Mm-hmm. And it's
but
funny.
Trudeau's going to do as much damage as he wants on. It's Trudeau. What people aren't realizing is a lot of this is because Trudeau wants to cause as much damage on his way out.
He's done enough damage on his way in.
He's mad that he doesn't get to be the dictator for life anymore.
Listen, I don't know how he was president for so long as is. I'm like, how, like, do you not have a term limit on your presidency, Canada? You just let him just stay there forever?
They don't really have a term limit for prime minister. It's as long as he can remain head of the party, and the party can stay in power.
That just
and he's always been able to wheel and deal, even though he's done some corrupt shit.
Yeah, well, there you are.
And he came in because alleged son of a famous politician.
Yeah, well, you know what they always say.
That might have been there first.
They always say, "Okay, retard," but they never say, "Are you okay, retard?"
But son of a famous politician. But he was, when he first got into politics, he was a school teacher, so he had both legacy but working class appeal. It was on his popular, and he had a lot of globalist. He had a lot of globalist ideas, so he had the global cred.
North Korea just sent me their VTuber.
What?
She's so wholesome looking. She's perfect.
It's like you were looking for a place to break in. I was like, okay, what is he gonna break in with? Like, oh, that. Like, oh, I see you've discovered the North Korean VTuber. Okay.
I have questions, but I also don't want to question the great and powerful dictator here.
Let me put it on my browser. Study Juche?
Yep.
I just put it up on my screen. Let me see if I can find
Korean is the same regardless of South and North, right? I'd still be able to understand some of this, probably, with my
probably. Is this?
Yes, it's real.
Like, this has got to be a parody.
No, it's a VTuber that gives out North Korean propaganda.
Like,
and I have no reason to believe it's lying to me.
Like it starts out with "Hello, comrades."
Yep.
And like reading from Kim Il-sung's book. Are you actually watching it right now?
I'm watching it right now. I can understand some of it. Yes, I'm like, okay, all right. It's a very wholesome design. It's like a normal girl looking thing, and obviously it was bought on like Booth. which is the main place where you can buy like pre-made
Models.
VTuber models for very cheap. That's just the way it is. I really
Don't
need to
tell
go.
them it was anime inspired.
Korea does plenty of drawings already. They're fine. They're okay. It's all right. All right. Listen, so because there's a lot of Chinese lineage VTube phase connect girls, I've learned a lot about the yaoi industry in China, which is illegal.
Which is illegal, but exists.
And what's funny is it starts out very, very sweet, and then China finds out and shuts it down, so they shut off everything for a little while. And then they come back and go full-blown hot dog in bun. Thank you, Sheena, for teaching me that. I didn't need to know that, but now that I know it, I will never forget it.
Let's just like for people who are watching, let me pull this up.
Don't pull it up. Don't pull it up. Wait. What are you pulling up? First of all,
I was just showing it. Like, I'm not playing it. I was just showing it. Like, no, this actually exists.
This V. Okay, I thought you were pulling up Yaoi.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I'm like, whoa. Listen, I know we're on Rumble, but whoa, even they have rules.
I'm not gonna get. But like, yeah, the Korean VTuber exists.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I'm like, okay, all right.
But back to Yaoi, that doesn't surprise me.
All right.
Like, it goes like, oh, we're gonna do this fun. I bet I can tell you exactly what the author is thinking. It's, oh, I'm gonna make this cute story, and it's gonna be true love, and then they get caught, and then and then when they come back, it's, well, if I'm going to do the time,
I'm gonna do the crime.
Let's do the crime. Let's be out there and love it every minute of it.
It's it's the exact same thing as with me when they had like a zero tolerance on fighting, and I'm like, so I have no reason to hold back at all.
So I have no reason to hold back. Okay.
And they're like you hit him, yes, and he went down. Oh, he didn't go down. I was holding on to him. I kept hitting him, and then I let go of him.
And then I let him go.
And they're just like, what? Listen, if he went down and he stayed down, that'd be one thing. But I'm gonna get in trouble no matter what I do. So I need to make him realize something.
I remember the three fights I was in elementary school. The first one, the first one I didn't start. The first one, I turtled up and I only hit back when I was back against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Got didn't get got ISS. Second time someone tried to pick a fight with me, preemptive strike.
I've never hit
that time. My mom and dad were like, why we wouldn't have cared. We wouldn't be punishing you if you didn't. We wouldn't be punishing you if you were defending yourselves. Like, I have no reason to do anything but a preemptive strike. It's ISS either way. They were gonna hit me, so I finished it before they could hit.
See, for me, it was
which point my mom doubled my punishment. My dad didn't enforce it at all. Like,
see, for me, it was I had been in fights before, and generally speaking, once someone's down, you walk away. That's the end of it. That's okay. He's down. I'm out. We're done. If he goes down, he stays down, or he goes down, he walks away. We both walk away. That's the end of the fight. Whoever ended up being the most aggressive usually gets the most amount of punishment.
Yeah,
that's the way it usually goes. And then they started this zero tolerance stuff. Then it was, wait, so no matter who throws first, we're both getting in trouble. Now that just makes it prison rules at that point. That's just
Yeah, that's
I'm like okay,
if
it's
you
prison
go
rules.
if you go zero tolerance, it's not gonna you're not gonna make the problem better.
Exactly.
You're
It
just gonna make
doesn't.
every fight more destructive.
There's no reason to.
When I was in high school, my junior year they instituted a tolerance policy.
Yep.
A teacher didn't get after they instituted the zero tolerance policy. A teacher went flying through the glass wall of the office,
Well, that'll happen.
trying to break up a fight between parents.
That'll happen.
Like
Now,
this was not the effect. This was the expected effect of your zero tolerance policy.
see, I knew this was going to happen because I'm a normal person with normal ideals, and they're like, "Well, we're trying to go and end insurance." I understand insurance, but here's your problem: boys will be boys, girls will be girls. You teach them not to go and fight, and if they have to fight, to walk away when someone's down. Teach them the basics of hold back.
Yeah.
It's listen, everyone has their limit. It's gonna happen. It's not no one has no, you should never pass your limit. That's a stupid fucking process. The idea that violence is not the answer when we are the most powerful nation in the world is goddamn stupid. We are the answer. Our answer is violence. Whether it's physical or financial or social, it's violence. We spent a lot of money on those circumcisions in Nigeria. $2 billion.
I was about to make a counterpoint. And now that's gone. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
No one can think of anything after we paid for circumcisions in Nigeria. I'm going.
Yes.
And my first thought was, why $2 billion? It wasn't. Oh, circumcisions in Nigeria. That's a weird thing to spend money on. My thought process was, nah, CIA. That's a dump stat. That's a dump money right there. That's all that is.
That went to a bunch of CIA ops.
I mean, let's be honest about this.
Let's be honest.
But that's just me being a conspiracy theorist. I have zero evidence. CIA, don't come after me. All right.
Like
I do not feel.
I have a little bit of a legitimate concern about how are we going to be able to collect intelligence now that the CIA slush fund is gone?
Oh, the CIA already has a slush fund. They just had an extra slush fund. We're just like, where'd you get the second slush fund? You only had one appropriated slush fund. That was your slush fund. You got another one?
Because they don't have to report on the second one.
My number one problem is after the second one was caught, a bunch of NGOs just disappeared. And I'm like, how can you be a non-government organization when the government takes away your money, you stop existing? How does that work? Anyway,
my one thing that worried me was I saw how much money was Catholic Charities taking? How much money were
$55 million?
How much were different Lutheran and Methodist charities taking?
38.5 and 47.3. And the Jewish organization was taking 63.7 million. I might have that up in front of me right now.
I was about to say, how do you have this?
It's the government's spending tracker. It's right there in front of me. I was busy working on something else, and I got into into this click hole, which only aggravated me further.
Oh Lord.
Oh no. Pippa is going to start running on a treadmill. You know what that means, right?
What?
She's going to start showing pictures of her feet again.
Oh.
Is that true? I don't know.
I thought she was gonna start looking buff for her wife,
She has a wife?
Tenma.
No. Tenma is no one's wife. Okay, absolutely not. Besides, I'm pretty sure Pippa likes femboys. That's her main draw.
I just remember hearing about when they went to Japan and every time Tenma took Pippa to a store, everyone just assumed that they were a lesbian couple.
To be fair, they thought the same thing when Pippa and Orica were in New York City at the Museum of Sex. So like,
Maybe it's Pippa.
just maybe it is just Pippa. Maybe
that's why she likes femboys. She doesn't want to. Her backwoods uprising will not let her admit what she truly is.
the man of the house.
But
I'm sorry. I'm gonna message this North Korean VTuber real fast. See if we I'm gonna get a collab. I'm gonna get a collab. 1 second.
You're gonna try.
What?
You're gonna put us on a watch list.
Oh, boo hoo. What are they gonna do? Take away my security clearance? They already did.
It's like you realize I take the bar in 4 days.
You'll be fine. They aren't gonna respond back in 4 days to give me ask me for government secrets, probably. And if they do, what am I gonna tell them? We spent $2 billion on Nigeria. Second, anyway. Would you be interested in a collab on North Korean history and folklore and scent? What?
It's like North Korean history. It's like that sounds like a good way to you don't want to get her killed.
I'm not getting anyone killed. We're gonna talk about folklore and monsters and stuff. It'll be cool.
Oh, you're gonna stick to just folklore. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you said history and folklore.
No, folklore history.
Folklore history. Okay.
But in Korean, when you write it out, it's yeah. Anyway, so now that I'm on a watch list and the CIA is watching me. Excuse me. The Five Eyes intelligence agencies are watching me, not the CIA. The CIA can't watch me.
The Five Eyes can.
They'll have England watch me, and England can go ahead and use.
Actually, Australia. This was a controversial thing about 5 years ago, where Australia expanded its surveillance laws, and everyone's like, "Why is this such a big deal?" It's like America wants to use Australia to spy on its citizens.
We could just use Israel.
That's why it's being posted.
Can't we just use Israel? They're right there.
It was either during Obama or during Biden. Israel wasn't quite getting along. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know that they need to sow chaos in the Middle East so they have reasons to go and sell to the Middle East weapons, which is silly. The Middle East always wants weapons anyway. You can do what you can do for free. You don't have to do all this extra stuff.
We have been extra spicy these past 30 minutes.
I've had a rough week. Okay, I have been on an interview every fucking day this week. The last one, the guy didn't even show up.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Just fuck this. I'm like you schedule the fucking thing. I show up. I'm waiting in a fucking Zoom lobby for fucking an hour. And I'm like,
So you sat there for an hour. Did you get an apology?
Nope.
What?
Yeah. When people are like, oh, no one wants to work. No one wants to hire. Okay, I don't know who's in your HR system. Fire your HR. Put
They
me in
don't
your
want to
HR.
hire.
I will fill up your fucking company.
They claim they don't want to work. They claim no one wants to work because they want to hire H1Bs. If they can say, "Oh, we can't hire anybody," they can hire H1. They can get approval to hire an H1B. That's what's actually happening. There's lots of people who want to work.
Tons of people who want to work. I've been looking for work everywhere. I am about to become a fucking live-in caregiver for an old person. I'm reaching that point in my life. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I could, and I'd probably be very happy with doing that. I love old people. It would probably be only a little annoying because I'd have to figure out how to do online stuff like this. But you know.
I know.
Anyway,
so we doing we hit our tech articles first, or
yeah, let's go through our tech articles first. What are we opening up with? Are we opening with what we're talking about with the FTC?
Let's open up with the FTC.
All right, so FTC has opened up. This is from
this is a press release from the Federal Trade Commission.
Yep.
They have issued an RFI and are requesting public comment on how they should regulate big tech for censoring their users.
Yep. Now this is a big deal because for so many years, big tech has used 230 to hide behind things, saying that they can censor for XYZ reasons. Unfortunately for them, they went a little too far when they banned the president of the United States off of Twitter, and then after that.
That might be like
the peak moment.
How would I put it? Trump should have been politically dead on January 6th, but then he got banned off Twitter and they made him a martyr.
No. Trump should have been politically dead when he was being quiet and having a normal life at his golf course home after January 20th, when he was living his life, doing whatever the hell he wanted, away from everyone, out of the limelight, and they dragged him back in with that whole document case.
The document case, the second impeachment,
the jail perp walk in Georgia. Okay, listen, Trump.
But the first step of all of that was when they banned him off Twitter.
Yeah, that right there.
That was the first sign that they weren't going to stop.
Nope. That was me going, okay, all right. We've officially reached George Orwell's "oh fuck" moment. It's time to maybe we need to go and start taking control of a few of these things. So, and I think right after that, I think Parler was taken off of
Parler went down soon after that, because that's when I remember that's when people started looking at Gab again, although
Gab's
not a free speech platform.
Listen, there's
Andrew Torba is
crazy,
fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, I find people very often hang out with stupid people. Why? Because they just have a big name. I go, why are you doing this to yourself? All right, listen, I understand why you have Hassan on. He brings in numbers, but I wouldn't bring him on my show because he would cause a lot of controversy. I also wouldn't bring on Nick Fuentes. I also wouldn't bring in Charlie Kirk. I wouldn't bring in Dr. Disrespect. Would love to talk to these guys. I would love to.
But you wouldn't bring him on.
Not on. No, I'd have a private conversation. I'd have no issue with that. That's cool. It's whatever. All right. Although I think me and Hassan would not get along at all. Like, we have entirely different ideas. It's not going to happen. I'm far too liberty. Israel belongs to the Catholics. Liberty.
I saw where you put it in the middle of that.
hey, 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 I do not choose a side between Israel and Palestine. I don't think either of them should have it.
Anyways,
400 years.
so going back to the FTC, going back to tech censorship. So you're right. These platforms have hidden behind Section 230. What I think what they're trying to do here is they're trying to say, no, this is the public square.
Yep.
You have become the public square. You whether whether the state is involved or not, and we found out that with Facebook the state was involved. This is the public square, and in censoring, you're effectively taking state action.
Yep.
In censoring. So I think this is going to put in like, okay, if this is the public square, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this.
It's going to be things like, I hate saying this. It's going to be things like lewd and lascivious behavior. Like, hey, you can't have porn. I'll go like, oh, there goes all the porn off of X. Oh well.
Oh well.
Like I'm like, oh well.
Oh well.
I will feel bad for about 5 seconds. I'll be honest with you. I've really stopped looking at porn on X. I've actually kind of entirely off of X because I've used X now for just memes and fun. When X was far more, or when X was Twitter and it was far more regulated and people were getting banned left and right.
It was a lot more porn.
It was a lot more porn because anyone I liked would end up getting shut down immediately. I was like, okay, all right, whatever. But now that it's more open, and I'm having a lot more fun now. Fun now.
Yeah, there's a lot more memes now.
The memes are great. I'm a little worried at the number of he Mein Kampfed me furiously. Love readings, and I'm like, what is?
What?
It's a Hitler romance novel called Mein Kampf. It's exactly what you think it is.
I know. There's also been Hitler visual novels. Because people got to be. You
mean the sexy Hitler 3D visual novel on Steam, which is only $12, I think. I don't know if it's actually $12. Probably I'm assuming price at this point. I did not redeem. So someone keeps buying it for my birthday, and I keep going, no. There are some things I can't explain away. The dating tanks one, I can explain away. Hoonie Pop, I can explain away. 3D furry bar XXX, I can explain that one away. This one, no.
There is a line that you cannot.
There is a line, and it's right there. It's the mustache man.
It is possible to OD on red pills, and that is the line. Oh Lord.
Anyway, I'm actually interested in seeing how this goes because Facebook has been making huge moves internally. Google has been making huge moves internally, and I'm wondering if they knew that this was coming.
I think they knew. I think they got the heads up this was coming, or they predicted something like this because of who's in the White House.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'll write. If I was one of those big tech companies, and I saw like, oh, the guy I banned off of the internet for a little while there is back on the internet, and is now the head of the nation that I'm in. Crap. That's I should probably flee for France type of ideal.
Amazing how many searches in DC are for how do I get a passport?
How do people know how to get getting a passport's easy? How do you not know how to get a passport? That's easy.
It's not how do I get a passport? It's how do I get a passport quickly?
Yeah, no, it's still like a 4 to 6 week process.
Yeah.
Even if you express it, it's still like 4 weeks.
Yep. And that's assuming that a bunch of people didn't just get fired.
I'm actually surprised at the number of people who are like number of people in the government that are like, I'm going to be an activist. I'm like, you probably shouldn't be in the government.
You probably, if you want to be an activist, you shouldn't be in the government.
Like the one job you have is not that.
Yep.
What is going on? Okay.
So that's happening. Meanwhile, Apple is pulling its data protection tool in the UK after getting into a row with the UK government.
Well, the UK government was coming for them. And
Yep.
like this is why I'm like, oh look, the UK can go ahead and spy on me. They'll just, hack into my phone. It'll be fine. Well, that's okay.
So
that's
it's
right.
no longer offering that protection to new users in the UK, and current UK users will have to eventually disable it due to UK government regulation.
You think the English are going to start revolting yet? Like I'm waiting for them to go full Ireland.
I mean, did you see that? Did you see they arrested a dude? Wasn't even protesting. He wasn't even protesting. He was in front of an abortion clinic, silently praying to himself for redemption for having an abort. For he and his girlfriend a couple years ago had getting an abortion.
So he was
and he got arrested.
He wasn't even talking. He was just silently to himself.
Silently praying to himself. And the UK, he got asked to a cop what he was doing, and he politely said what he was doing, and they arrested him for public harassment.
There's a quote in one of the Bibles, and I think it goes something like I think it's something like the truly detestable cower in fear when the righteous simply exist, or something like that.
Something like that.
And it's I'm translating from Spanish, so it's not an exact thing there, but yeah, but it's
it's something along those lines.
But yeah, but that's
I know the quote. I just don't know it exact.
Yeah, but it
feels
like
I can't tell you what book it's from, but I've heard it in a couple of different versions.
Probably Paul. Probably Paul.
It does sound like Paul.
Like if I were to guess Paul, and if not Paul, Matthew.
Well, one of Paul's epistles.
Yeah. Anyway, so the but like this is one of those things where I'm just like, okay, that's just like that's like, I don't care if someone's praying. Like, I don't care if someone's praying. Like,
it's not like how it was. Like, it's not like an abortion protest here in the U.S. where we're having a public prayer. It's
and they're gathering hands. And
extremely, like, he wasn't making a big deal of it. He was doing something extremely personal to himself.
Very, very private and personal. Speak. It's like going to a cemetery, just taking a few moments. Same concept.
Yeah.
But
that's where the UK is right now.
I don't even know.
Anyhow. So yeah, no wonder Apple's pulling that tool. Apple is pretty anti-consumer, but they still give a crap about privacy protections.
Well, the one thing they had going for them was that they had the highest privacy protections against government agencies.
That's the one reason I don't feel dirty having a MacBook and having an iPhone and having an iWatch.
Mm-hmm. But like,
I don't, or
Nothing.
and I feel dirty using Gmail and Chrome and all that.
I don't feel dirty using Gmail, but my Gmail's not my main business email, so it's different.
Yeah.
You know,
I haven't had time to set up a
business email.
my own email server yet. Anywho, so that's what's going on across the pond. Back other tech news. So there's defective silicon in about 0.5% of RTX 5090s and 5070 Ti's.
Okay. All right. How?
Somehow they passed inspection, according to NVIDIA, and made it into the pipeline. And it even affects Founders Edition GPUs. It affects Zotac, MSI, and Gigabyte.
Yeesh. That is not good. Didn't we have this issue like not even 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, NVIDIA? You used to be on top of this shit. Now you're just fucking up left and right. You know what? You know what your problem is? You have too many lazy people. Maybe you should hire me. I'm available and on the market, and I guarantee no more fuck ups because I will go around with a good North Korean style of learning, and I will go in there and bring proper honor through the dictator.
You're really trying to get that collab.
I really want to get that DD Mao. DD Mao. It does not help that I'm used to hearing that from an ex-fiance's mother while I was working on shit.
Anyway,
I'd be lifting shit. Mao, DD Mao. I'm like, okay, all right, damn.
Part of the problem for NVIDIA is they don't make their own shit. That's all. It's made by either Samsung or Global Foundries or TSMC, and with this, probably TSMC, who also makes all of AMD's shit.
So let's hope
NVIDIA has their own. NVIDIA does have their own QA, and it passed their QA. But I think one of the things it said was graphical performance impact is 4% with no impact on AI and compute workloads. With the 5090, I think they were focused. There's like, oh, AI is the big thing. This is an AI. Like, no, gamers want this too. And NVIDIA's NVIDIA's focused on gamers. Is focused on AI.
I wouldn't focus on AI that much, or at least I'd have a different chipset because AI is not going to be used by the average person or the average consumer. This is going to be AI will be for your pro source, your B2B. This is not and we all hear of GPUs. We generally think of consumers.
5090s are the 5090s though, kind of they're in the prosumer area.
We really need to get rid of that word. We definitely need to get rid of that word.
It's like this can do both professional and consumer.
We desperately need to get rid of that word.
Like, oh, I'm going to go work on AI. Oh, I'm done for the day. I want to game now. Like the Titans of old, like the GTX Titans of old.
I'm just gonna keep shaking my head. Nope. Anyway, because we've reached a point where the consumer and the professional are there's too large of a gap there.
There's too large of a gap anymore, but there are also for a lot of stuff, NVIDIA will will if there's a deficit in graphics performance, there's a lot of stuff you can turn on in games to smoke and mirror it using AI to make it look better. And that's stuff that NVIDIA's developed that's turned on if you have the AI parts in the
Most
chip.
video games look like shit currently.
Yes. And this is part of the reason why.
Yes.
Because they have the DLSS crapped, and then you actually look at the games like, oh, that's all jacked up in the distance.
Mhm.
Because yeah, there's smoke and mirror shit going on with AI.
It's all funky looking. I don't like any of it. I mean, Kai Cenat is playing the Batman Arkham series. Do you know why? Because it looks good.
Because it looks good.
That game is like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm playing fucking Trails into Reverie 2, which is running on a 10-year-old engine. And the reason it's running on a 10-year-old engine is because Falcom have finally realized they can't keep running their games on the same 20-year-old engine that they used for Reverie and Cold Steel. And they only upgraded that because they realized they had to upgrade. The only reason they had that was they realized they can't make 2D games anymore.
I got one for you. So you know I'm doing A/B testing on YouTube things right now. And Half-Life shorts have a much higher viewer bases than for any other game made in the last 2 years.
Yes, because Half-Life is beloved.
Batman shorts higher than any game made in the last 2 years.
Because those games are beloved.
Me talking about Teddy Roosevelt hunting down a dragon for several months. Higher rate than video games in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Something is broken.
We're not heading for a video game crash. We've been in one. People are just starting to notice that.
Yeah, like I'm looking at this going, okay.
There has been. What's the there's a video game being you know what video games being advertised all over my feed? Delta Force Black Hawk Down.
Yes.
That is a remake of a 30-year-old game.
Yes, and every time I open up the Epic Games Store, it's right there telling me it's free to download. Download it now. I'm going, okay.
That is a pay-to-win version of a 30-year-old game.
And it's just another battle royale simulator thing that I don't like Marvel Rivals because it's a battle simulator battle royale. It's not really my thing, mostly because I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
I'm sick of them. I'm sick of Fortnite. I'm sick of Overwatch. I'm sick of Call of Duty, Warfront or War Games, whatever the fuck it is. I'm sick of Marvel Rivals. I'm sick of fucking PUBG. I'm sick of all these games. I just want to spend a game with my friends battling the AI.
Yes.
Like that seems more fun to me.
Bring back Halo Firefight.
Just give me a game where me and my friends can play the campaign together.
Or that, yes.
You know, I would kill to be able to play Call of Duty campaign 4 players with my friends.
I would not only that, I would kill for a campaign that let you do either online co-op or couch co-op.
Oh, couch co-op would be wonderful. But couch co-op will be
couch co-op would be fucking fantastic. So much of my childhood was going over to a friend's house, playing on the couch. Playing video games on the couch.
Yep. I mean, that's
whether it was Halo or Madden. It's hard to even play Madden or FIFA on the fucking couch against someone anymore.
On my second
built online.
On my second tour in Iraq, Halo 2, we had a Halo 2 tournament across Iraq. And what we ended up doing is we would make sure that the people, every little area had their own little like tournaments, and then those winners would go off to other larger bases to go and face off against each other at other larger bases. We planned this all out together. We got this all done through the E4 Mafia network. So we just kind of, so like we got this all together, and then like we ended up in I think it was like Fort Eagle or Fort Patriot or something like that, like one of the largest fucking ones right outside of Baghdad, and we're sitting there doing like the best military Halo 2 players in Iraq type of deal. I'm sitting there playing, and everyone's like, "Man, this was great! This has been great for morale. It's been a good overall time. Everyone's having a good time. I'm glad you soldiers thought of this." And you go, "Yeah, because if it ended up bombing, I'd be in trouble instead." But it was one of those. It was just a way to just keep everyone kind of just okay, cool, awesome.
Like keep. People were talking. I bet people were talking smack to each other about their skills. But everyone was like, it was something to keep your mind off of the hell you were going through.
Yeah, and you know, and even if you didn't win, you still cheer on your buddies in the same units.
Yeah, in the same unit.
You know, so like it was a good overall time. You know, that's just one of those things. So like I would kill for stuff like that. But like I was saying though, but the Nvidia thing, I don't like the quality control has been dismal lately.
Dismal.
And I'm wondering if maybe Nvidia should open up a chip factory in the United States, and maybe
TSMC it's just been delayed.
I thought we were supposed to fast track that, Biden. I thought we were fast tracking shit, Biden.
That's more in some ways the TSMC was building it. In some ways the Taiwanese bosses demand more from the American construction workers, and the American construction workers were willing to give. And in other ways, they wanted to get corners that Americans aren't allowed to cut.
Yeah, no, we aren't allowed to do certain things.
Like there was but a lot, but some of it was like, no, this has to be a fucking clean room. Otherwise, chips aren't going to be any good. It's like, oh, according to the contract, like, no, just has to be a fucking clean room. The filters you're using here that you want to use to save money can't work. Mm-hmm. That might fly for Intel's fabs here. They're not gonna work for 5 nanometer lines.
All right. What's next?
Next up, entertainment news.
I've not had the ticker on this whole time.
So, Captain America's box office results are doing better than expected.
Yes and no.
But they're still not doing great.
So here's the thing. Their expected numbers on this were very, very low, both domestically and internationally. And they've gone above those numbers. The problem is, I think it's like 88 million for domestic and 90-something million, 98 maybe
92
in
international.
92 in international. Here's the thing. For them to break even, they need $498 million.
And they might not reach that.
No. Now, there's a number of reasons for this. The first being, I'm sick of the MCU.
Yeah. I think there's two things that like at play. I think everyone's sick of the MCU, but at the same time, there's fucking nothing at the movies right now.
Mm-hmm. And
so
with
not a lot of people are going to the movies, but this is kind of your only choice to geek out.
Yeah, like if you
Valentine's Day weekend is supposed to be a big like take your date to the movie, and
I don't think your date's going to watch a action movie. I think you'd be better off watching some kind of romance or rom-com or something. But
I mean, I took a date to Thor and it worked out okay.
That has Chris Hemsworth like half naked and sweaty.
You have a point.
You know,
you have a point.
I'm not saying Anthony Mackie isn't a good-looking man, but
But he's not Chris Hemsworth.
It's not Chris Hemsworth, right?
That could backfire, though. I walked the fuck out of Green. Same girl. I walked the fuck out of Green Lantern because it was so bad, but she stayed because she was totally into Ryan Reynolds.
Anyway, now this is of course right after Mackie made some oopsie statements regarding Captain America, saying that it doesn't feel like it's an American value film, it's an international film, and I'm like, homie, you play Captain America.
You played Captain America.
You should say, I believe that these are great American values and we should share these values with the world. That's the phrase. It's one I've heard every fucking year for as long as I can remember. This is the phrase I learned from George W. Bush himself.
Even when Captain America is on his "I fucking hate the government, I'm gonna go rediscover America" shtick, that's what he says.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what the government's doing, I represent American values and I'm gonna bring those to the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's Captain America.
So his oopsie probably killed any and all conservatives who were going to go and watch it. And this is right after Trump's big win, so no one really wants to be against the popular crowd right now. Why am I getting a Discord message? Who is messaging me? Come on, North Korean VTuber. No. It would have been funny, but no.
It would have been hilarious.
They'd be like, "Oh my god!"
The only thing funnier would be is if your company's VTuber got accepted by Sox.
Oh god, I couldn't work with North Korea then. It'd be a conflict of interest. Anyway, so like I feel bad. Like there's like, first of all, like we're all kind of sick of MCU. It's probably not the right weekend for this movie. I mean, they everything on this was just wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not sure if Disney's doing this to purposely fail or what. I mean, they did this. I know Disney tried putting in surge pricing for their quick tickets. Which if you've never been to Disney, you've never done the
I remember
quick
when those
ticket
were
system.
free.
I remember when those were free, but now they're like $1.50 to $3 depending upon the ride. But Disney was putting in surge pricing for like certain times of the day when it was extra hard to get tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
At the same time, no, like I got like, it was getting to the point where like it wasn't like when Fast Pass started, it was okay. You go to a ride, you look at the line. Oh, the line's gonna take a while. You hit the Fast Pass button, you go do something else.
Yeah.
And then it became reserving Fast Pass ahead of time. And there's like, well, at one point, like, okay, but that's like part of being an amusement park is spontaneity.
Yeah.
So like that killed that killed the experience because it wasn't spontaneous anymore. It was a bunch of meetings.
Mm-hmm. And I get enough of that already. I didn't have that. You know when's a very good time to go to Disney?
When?
The summer after all the kids get sent back to school. You want to go, yeah. You want to go in like September, or you want to go in right after Golden Week is done.
Yes,
is also a good time. Because I've been to Disney Japan twice, both times right then and there.
You don't want to go during fucking Golden Week. You don't want to do
Golden Week is
anything
terrible.
in Japan in Golden Week.
Listen, if you are not Japanese, don't do shit in Japan during Golden Week. Okay.
I left the day before Golden Week, and it was already hell.
Yeah, and it's like a week before and a week after Golden Week it's still hell. So like you want to kind of just that 2-week period. But I was on the airplane I was on the airplane on the internet saying how stuffed Tokyo Station was becoming. It's like, thank God I've left. Mm-hmm.
And Narita, the NEX was already packed.
Yep. I mean, I think the most you might see going on like a Saturday or a Sunday will be teenage couples, and they're adorable to watch. They are adorable. Like I'm going, oh my god, that looks like someone from an anime. Oh my god, they do that here? That's real? Oh
It's
man,
real.
I was brought up in the wrong side of the world. I mean, I love America, but damn it, America, you've
I think I
ruined
put out.
women.
I think I put out a tweet saying like, "I love America. I'm a patriot, but God, I miss Japan."
I just like the dating culture more. The dating culture is far easier. I know what to expect. All right,
Remind me to
what's
check
next?
it. Remind me to check in with Neil. Speaking of,
What is next?
next up, so Amazon is in full control of James Bond now,
Yes,
and people are
we
worried
were.
about it.
I'm worried about it.
Meanwhile, I am somewhat optimistic for a Henry Cavill James Bond.
I'm worried about it because Amazon has only given me bad writing outside of a few different things, and it's usually bad writing that accidentally becomes based. The Boys, where like Homelander's Trump, and look, he's dating a Nazi, and I'm going, but she's so hot, you know. And it's like, look, here's our big Black Lives Matter moment. Look, he's at the front of a protest, and we're all going, yeah, but he looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's like it's all these little like things that were supposed to be like horrify us or make us feel like or instead it just made us
like
all go.
even like Invincible, which is like Invincible's good, but like oh this is gonna be the character Invincible's dating. Like, oh, she's a bitch. No one. Let's get that Adam Eve ship going now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's now with Best Girl, so there we are.
He was going to end up with Best Girl.
Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I'm like, man, this took longer than a season. Jesus. My response, I'm like, season 1, I'm like, they're still together after all of that? Really?
Really?
I think the worst part was when and again this is the writing from the show, not the writing from the comic. Where the show, she knew he was invincible. She knew he went to go and protect everyone, and she was mad at him. She didn't tell him he was invincible. And I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. This is dumber than Mary Jane being angry at Peter Parker for not showing up to her play in Spider-Man 2 because because he was working 3 jobs and was trying to and lived in a shitty neighborhood, had just gotten run over by a fucking car. Oh, and his aunt is in the hospital.
Yeah. His aunt's in the hospital, he's working 3 jobs, and he's fucking Spider-Man.
I mean, she doesn't know that part, but all those things that she knows, and she's like, "You didn't come to my play, Peter. You weren't there for me." I'm like, "What the bitch? Oh, where's Gwen Stacy?"
Dead.
Yeah.
Or not in that film.
Not in that film. Oh, it was so sad. Universe. Listen, when Gwen died, I died a little inside. I was like this is the best girlfriend Spider-Man has ever had. This is gonna end terribly, isn't it? Yeah. I know, and it did in the first movie. I'm like, okay. Second movie, I'm like, okay, we're good, we're safe. We're gonna keep her around forever. It's the end of the movie. Here comes the big dive and save. Fuck.
God damn it.
I was just like I don't want to. I was like, I don't want to watch the next Spider-Man movie. I'm gonna cry. All right, what's next?
Technically entertainment news, sort of tech news. Get the Chiron ready. F1 is ditching hybrids for V10s.
I'm confused. Sustainable fuel?
So hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
So Europe, where F1, where all the F1 teams are based, they have to get rid. Everything has to be zero carbon. F1 has a F1 right now has a program where the fuels have to become more and more sustainable, and they're about like half petroleum, half sustainable bullshit right now.
Uh-huh.
And but they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the next? Okay, they've got the next engine formula, but they're looking at the engine formula after. And they're just not trying to figure out, okay, what's going to keep the fans engaged, what's going to keep the sport going, what's going to get but what's also going to attract manufacturer attention. And everyone thought it was going to be, okay, Formula E is just going to become Formula One. But now manufacturers are saying, okay, we're not going to do all electric anymore. We're going to come up with some sort of sustainable fuel, and we're going to stick with ICEs. And fans want V10s. And when you listen to the Formula One theme, when it has engine sounds in it, it's from the V10 era.
Nice.
So it's like everyone wants that era back.
They all want to hear that sound.
And if they come up with sustainable fuels, and they come and hit those green check off those green check boxes, but they're able to bring back V10s. You've got manufacturers who can build engines for small teams, that because they've been doing it all this time. You can bring back Judd, and they can bring back Cosworth. And nice. Formula One at its best is when you both have big manufacturers like Renault, like Honda, like Mercedes, but you also have the small teams, the Lotuses, what Williams was eventually until they became the Renault factory team. What McLaren was originally before they became the Honda team, and then the Mercedes team. When you have both, when you have a sport where you can have a little guy who comes up with a good idea to get those seconds, but you also have those big manufacturers. That's what makes F1 great. It's what makes racing great. And we may come back to that era with V10s coming back.
Now, all that is great. My only concerns is the sudden changes in regulation by Europe, because Europe is known to fuck itself. Looking at you, Germany.
This is looking forward to 10 years in the future, though.
It's very hard to do with Europe. Europe constantly fucks itself.
Yes.
So I'm hoping this works out, but like Europe constantly fucks itself. And I don't mean that, especially when it comes to the green energy. To energy in general. Outside of France, it constantly fucks itself. Germany shut down multiple radioactive plants,
nuclear plants,
because of emissions, and then
only to have to rely on Russian natural gas, and then start a war with Russia.
And then once the pipeline was blown up, coal. They began immediately mining coal.
Because that's all they could do.
I'm just sitting there like, if you had kept those power plants, you wouldn't have needed all this excess.
You wouldn't need that coal.
Well, we built these, and did you hear about the pollutant effect from their wind farm?
Oh yes.
The wind farm caused a giant amount of the ground to be just polluted to the point it cannot be used anymore. And because of oil spills and various other things.
Because of lubricants.
Oil spills. Just call it what it was. Call it what it is. Oil spills. It was spilling oil everywhere.
Maybe they should have asked the Dutch how to make a windmill.
The Dutch don't make those kinds of windmills. Also, they hate the Dutch. All right, what's next?
Video game news. Starting with base video game news.
So I was talking in the group chat about this one. There's a Yasuke simulator. Those who don't know, Yasuke is the main character for the upcoming Assassin's Creed game, one of the two main characters. And someone decided that they would make a game with Yasuke where he has guns and a lowrider and steals stuff. It's just GTA with Yasuke.
To quote, this is about this game. In a land where samurai roam and power is defined by the sword, Yasuke, the only African warrior to rise to the ranks of the samurai, steps into the pages of history like a walking plot twist. It's 1579, and Yasuke's arrival in Japan alongside and Yasuke's they. This does not compute. This is not this language is not parsed.
Yeah. They forgot the word A.
Yeah. Join Oda Nobunaga and help him unite all of Japan.
It was just funny because they had Yasuke join Oda Nobunaga in the Assassin's Creed game. Now, what's funny about that is, so to help get some more goodwill from Japan, I think it's Ubisoft, right? Who's making this? Who's making the
Assassin's Creed? Yes.
Yeah. So Ubisoft sent a bunch of figures for the of the two main characters to a bunch of big name streamers from Japan. Guess how they fucked it up?
Uh-oh.
So everyone knows what Oda Nobunaga's crest is.
Yeah. Oh, it was
especially in Japan. They put the wrong crest on both characters. 2, the banners have 2 different crests on them.
Oops.
So they're just like, okay, we can forgive you having the wrong crest for Oda, but you got it wrong everywhere else too. You couldn't match.
And for those watching, you just saw the trailer where find a machine gun.
Find a machine gun.
Use it. The machine gun.
Him flying the lowrider. Great. Yeah. If this game sells better than the Ubisoft game, I'm gonna laugh my head off. No, it doesn't look very good. It's probably very poorly made. I don't expect it to be
poorly made.
I don't expect it to be great, but if it's funny, I will probably play it.
Sometimes you don't need to be good to be fun.
Yes,
and that's all you can ask for from a game.
Yes. All right.
There's been a bunch of movies that have been objectively bad, but they were a fun time, and so they were good. A lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger's cinematography is in that category.
The Untouchable movies aren't very well written, but they're fun.
Are you talking about? You said The Untouchable. Are you talking about whatchamacallit?
No, not The Untouchable. No, what's the one with Sylvester Stallone?
The Expendables. The Expendables are not good. They are a fun fucking time.
They are a fun time.
Especially the one with Rousey. But not because of Rousey, but because it has Chuck Norris in it. Chuck Norris just keeps on showing up as a living Chuck Norris joke.
Yep, and it's always funny.
And then at one point you have Arnold and Bruce Willis fighting side by side, doing each other's lines.
I think my favorite.
Back. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yippee-ki-yay.
I like when Mel Gibson's there, you're just going, I'm getting too old for this shit. And I'm going, yes, that's not his line, but I love it.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why I like playing Crime Boss. It's a bunch of 80s actors. Danny Glover's in there.
I gotta play this.
And it's like Payday if you've ever played Payday.
Yeah.
So you're robbing areas, you're robbing things, whatever. But you unlock characters, you unlock skins, you unlock weapons, but you're robbing banks, you're robbing places, etc., etc. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Anyway, what is next?
So not Pal World, but a Chinese blatant ripoff of Pokemon, got sued and it was a Chinese maker. They got sued in China, and they had, Nintendo actually won, and now the company has to pay substantial damages.
Wait, China trying to let someone other than China win?
Yes, surprisingly.
Very strange.
And now they owe Nintendo $45 million. The name of the game was a Pocket Monster Remake.
Oh, I like that game.
And it had Ash, Pikachu.
Oh, it had everything. My favorite part was you had Misty with and without boobs.
What?
Yeah, there was Misty, like normal Misty, and then they had another one with like giant bazongas.
Okay. I am now interested.
And it's probably gone forever now.
Nothing. Someone's got a copy of it snuck away somewhere. The internet is forever.
Probably.
Unfortunately, it's not forever. There's an actual, like, things are getting lost, but the internet's forever. That's what the memes say.
Yeah, that's what the memes say. It's not always true. All right, what's our last article?
So Consumer Group files lawsuit against Sony because digital order games on the PlayStation Store are costing 47% more than used games or even new physical games.
Wow. Okay.
Order.
That is insane.
Well, it's because on the PlayStation Store, Sony charges whatever they think it is, but when you have physical copies, it's whatever people are actually willing to pay for.
Gotcha.
So it's like you have, like, on the used market, it's like, of course, it's going to be 47% more to buy it digitally.
Okay.
But it's still, they kind of have a point that, yeah, you shouldn't be paying more for a digital version of the game versus something you own.
Yeah.
And this lawsuit's being brought in the Netherlands, which has stricter consumer protection laws.
Mm-hmm. The only good thing about California is they have really strict consumer protection laws. Only good thing.
So that's our last article.
All right. Okay. So that has been a good time. Apparently, Tenma was on a talk thing with Bonnie Barksville, whatever. They were doing a VTuber hag talk show. So I will have to check that out later at some point.
Okay. Bonnie Barkswell.
Yep, that's one.
From Globey.
And I was like, cool. I'll have to go and check the VOD for that. Something is happening with Pix. What's this? What's going on here? Pixel Link has officially dissolved, or is dissolving next month. Apparently, Rari Kazuki is it an R? Or is that a K? It's a K apparently. Rocky Kazuki. I can't stand people's logos when they're whatever. Rocky Kazuki is looking to go and buy her IP off of the company before it officially goes over.
Before it goes over. Over, you mean?
Mm-hmm. So they are holding a donathon on the week of March 15th for those purposes. So on the Ides of March, please help this person get their IP. And I do like that a company is at least allowing someone the ability to buy out their IP. It's very important because a lot of these people get married to this character and they're kind of they want it forever and they love it forever. And then there's people you see like Nimi who just kind of go, You didn't like being fauna at all, did you? Like I'm watching, I'm going, you really did not like being fauna, huh?
Oof.
What?
It's like Nimmy not liking being fauna.
Well, if you watch her stream, she doesn't say it, but you watch her streams, you kind of go, oh,
This is a different vibe.
like this is a much different vibe. Still hate your voice. Very different vibe. It's like, why don't you like her voice, Darren? She sounds like she's crying still. She still sounds like she's crying. I can't deal with women who cry, okay? It brings my free. Why is the Pope trending?
Because he's about to die.
Okay. I saw VTubers, Epstein Island, the Pope. I'm like, oh God. I'm just like, what is going on?
But Pope is not doing well. But the Vatican's putting out tweets like the Pope had breakfast today, and was able to stand up, and it's like, this is hopeful. This is like this is like when stuff people tweet when someone they're taking care of should be in hospice, but
yeah. When my grandmother's staying with my aunt right now, and she keeps doing this. I'm going, I need you to stop making these posts, please. She's like, why? I go, you are bringing my blood pressure up so high because I'm afraid. Because you're either not telling me something.
This is smoking the hopium behavior.
Like I need you to bring the copium down, please. Like, because you have to understand, out of everyone in the family, I'm the biggest bullshit detector. So when you start posting shit like this, I'm going, what's going on?
And one of the memes going around is like, some people on the left like, oh, the favorite to replace the Pope is a very conservative cardinal from Africa. So a lot of people on the left are like, oh, the racists are going to be upset. The racists on the right are going to be upset because a black guy is going to be Pope. And people on the right's like, yes, we're finally getting a Pope who wants to bring it back to Christ and is based and all that.
Do they not know that some of the strongest Catholics and some of the best Catholics come from Ethiopia? The Ethiopian Catholics are super based.
Yeah, extremely.
Like the Catholics, we know this as Catholics. So for us, it's like, ooh. Like we're sitting going like, oh, we're going to war with the Muslims. Oh, we're going to war with Muslims. Oh, is it Crusaders 5? Let's go.
I mean, that was part of the war, and the United Methodist Church was they were trying to find was the left wing of the church was trying to find a way to not give the African section of the church more power, because the African section was based as shit.
The African section is usually based.
Yeah. I mean, has no one watched the "Why Are You Gay" clip on YouTube?
Africa don't fucking care.
They don't fucking
like whatever.
play.
All right, Africa don't play. Listen, and I'm still seeing like streamers are ruining Japan for us. By the way, I'm seeing businesses in Hokkaido having signs that say we do not serve foreigners.
God damn it!
And I'm just like, I wanted to go to Hokkaido. I wanted to go to Sapporo.
I wanted to go back to Sapporo. I love Hokkaido.
I've yet to go to that part of Japan.
I love going to that. I love going to the snow festival.
Like that looked really cool. I really wanted to check that out at some point. But if this is what we're looking at, I really need streamers to stop. Like, Japan is not your fucking playground, right?
It's not a playground.
And Japan has started arresting and beating people. I'm like, listen, you guys need to stop. Asian countries do not play.
They don't fucking play.
All right, Asian countries do not play. Asian countries did not stop cutting off people's hands till the 1800s. Do not play.
Ask Charles goes in whether or not Japan plays.
Ask Johnny Somali if Asian countries play. He's still over there, by the way. He's still fucking stuck. I said, like,
I said John Golson because I said Golson because that was a billionaire with a B. Who had to get ex special forces to sneak him out of the country.
Johnny Somali is never coming back. All right, we will never see this man again. Like he's stuck over there. He will have to. The only way he's getting out is if he's sneaking into North Korea. All right, and then maybe he gets like traded over.
Maybe.
Oh. So HR Chan has her official VTuber model. I don't know if it's premiered or not. I know she's like officially part of the talent list now. I'm not sure if that makes her part of the audition list or not though for the socks thing.
Oh,
I don't think so. That's a different thing.
Excuse me.
I'm just watching all this nonsense going on. Like, okay. I'm gonna throw up. All right.
I'll see you later then.
No. Like I just saw something. This has been the Geek-Posium. I just saw something that just made my head explode.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, I'm gonna throw up. What the? It took everything in my inner libertarian mind going, no, absolutely the fuck not. Ooh, Grok 3 is here and try it for free. I'm going to make Grok 3 remake the entire Sim City game, but give it better graphics.
Okay.
And then I'm going to add bitches. Grok, add bitches. This is how you use AI, James. This is how you use AI. Add bitches.
Anyhow.
This is the Geek-Posium. If you would also like to go and add bitches, please remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that follow button, and we will see you guys hopefully next week. We'll see what happens. All right, you guys have a good one. Peace.
Have a good one, y'all.
Thank you for watching the Geek-Posium. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, and all that other jazz wherever you can. Hope to see you guys soon, and of course, share the video if you like it. Goodbye.